Hey, this is Antonio. Welcome back to my channel, and we're gonna have some fighting words. But before we go any further, you know the routine. I need for you to like this video, and also please subscribe to my channel. So in this video, I want to do a fight breakdown for Marrio Barrios and his upcoming fight against Keith Thurman, the long-awaited Keith Thurman. So this video, I'm just gonna break down all the keys to success, or things he would do in order for him to be successful against Keith Thurman, and the things for him to steer clear from that will not benefit him, will only benefit Keith Thurman. So without further ado, let's just get going. So when I look at the things for Marrio Barrios to do and what him, for him not to do, the first thing that I think of is where could he attack? Now, Keith Thurman does take a good punch. Yeah, he got knocked down by Manny Pacquiao, but if you watch that, number one, Keith Thurman was laughing because he was off balance. Yeah, he got backed up, and then he got clipped stepping back. So it wasn't like a clean knockdown, like Manny hit him and he just went out. No, that's why he was laughing. And even after the fight, he brought that up. He was like, yeah, he was like, I laughed at it because, okay, I see it. It is what it is. But when it comes to Keith Thurman, he is vulnerable. There is a spot that he's vulnerable. Keith Thurman does not like to get hit in the midsection. You can punch him to the face. There are some guys like that. They don't mind taking a punch to the face, but they don't like getting hit in the body. Keith Thurman is one of those guys. He doesn't like getting hit in the body at all. That's going to be Marrio Barrios' his success. That's where he's going to find success. Attacking the body early. A full-blown body attack from round one. Like, that's what's going to do it for Marrio Barrios. Now, I was also thinking about, I'm just going to say Marrio Barrios is faster, only because he comes from a lighter weight. It's been a while since we've seen Keith Thurman back in the ring, post-Pacquiao fight, which was a pretty grueling fight. It was a lot of speed involved, but it was a lot of speed in pockets. It wasn't necessarily like they were just covering a lot of ground. So one thing I've always loved and always admired about Keith Thurman was, he has great legs. I don't know that much about Marrio Barrios in terms of, I've looked at his fights, and I guess he's always kind of been a bigger fighter, at the weight class, so he didn't really necessarily need to use his legs. So it's kind of hard to say, what he can do with his legs. I hope he can move his legs, because the reality is you're fighting somebody who's bigger than you. So if fighting somebody who's bigger than you, and he's been fighting, people who are, bigger and stronger and whatnot. He fought Danny Garcia. He fought Sean Porter. Dude, I hope your legs work. I'm just going to say it like that. I hope your legs work. I hope you're getting your miles in on the road every single day. I hope you're getting your rounds in, and I hope you're doing more than 12 rounds, because you're going to have to be mobile. You're going to be agile. You're going to have to move. There's no way in this green earth that Marrio Barrios is going to be standing in front of Keith Thurman. So the first thing I would say for him to do is to attack the body. I would say don't do it front on. I would say do it from angles as you cut off. And the thing is, when I say a full-on body attack is like a Earl Spence, like just going all in. I'm talking about cutting angles, hit him on your way out, and just be gone. And just give him something to think about as you cut the angle. Probably after round 2, round 3, or 2 or 3 rounds of that, every time you cut an angle, he's gonna do something like this. He's gonna wince. He's gonna just think something's gonna happen. In which case, now you can take it up top. Because the reality is, you don't want to start taking it up top with Keith Thurman, because he could take a punch. Danny Garcia hit him a few times. Manny Pacquiao hit him with some bombs. Sean Porter hit him with some bombs. He's been hit. Keith Thurman's been hit. Yes, he knows how to move, but the dude has been hit, and he's always shown that he's pretty resilient. So you're going to have to hit him in the body, because every time you see Keith Thurman hurt or wince, it's always been to the body. Manny Pacquiao hurt him, it was in the body. Danny Garcia hurt him, it was in the body. You got to hurt him, you got to go down low, and you got to hit him in the body. But because you're smaller, you cannot stand in front of this man. That's a no-no. Now, another thing is a plan of attack. I would say early rounds, no more than 2 shots at a time. Like, you hit him, you move. You hit him, you move. Do not let Keith Thurman get planted. Don't let him plant his feet. You hit him, you move. You are the smaller man. I like to believe you're the faster man. So you should be lighter on your feet. But you hit him, you move. Barrios is actually really tall for 140 pounds. So, you know, he's linky. So I believe he could even get away with something like this. Something like, so Ryan Garcia kind of does this thing where he'll just lean back because he knows he's taller than everybody else in his division. So he has that leniency to where he doesn't necessarily have to like get out of dodge. He just has to tilt a little bit, tilt back. And that way he's already planted. His legs are already there, but he can stay out of harm's way because he's taller than those guys. I feel like Barrios can kind of get away with the same thing. I mean, try it, but don't, you got to test. A lot of times you get in there with a guy and you got to test what you can do. You got to test so there's 2 things you have to test. Number 1, you have to test what you can do. Then number 2, you have to test what he'll allow you to do. And sometimes it's just like, oh, you're going to let me do that? Okay, I'm going to do it again. Like, it's literally like that. Okay, if you're going to let me do that, then fine. Or I thought I had to move after I did something like this, but no, you're gonna allow me to do this. So I think there's going to have to be a lot of testing on Barrios' part because, like I said, a lot of things are, 1, you're moving up in weight. 2, you're moving up in that power. Yeah, somebody's going to say, it's only 7 pounds. 7 pounds, nothing. Listen, 3 pounds makes a difference. 3 pounds makes a difference. So you're moving up 7 pounds. You're moving up somebody who could easily fight at 154. Keith Thurman's a big boy. He could easily fight at 54. And it wouldn't be a stretch. So you are going up against somebody who hits harder, who can more than likely endure a lot more than what you can dish out. So you got to be mindful of those things. Now, in the same thing, I guess I'll get with that. I guess I'll talk about that when I do the breakdown for Keith Thurman. So I'll leave that alone for now. But, so we have attack to the body. We have no more than 2 shots at a time. You throw, you get out of dodge. You throw, you get out of dodge. And, I mean, you could vary it in how you attack the body. I mean, you could do the Mayweather and just a straight to the body, which would easily, it literally would just take air out of you if you hit him in the solar plex. Or you can just veer off, shot to the body, and then get out of there. Just get out of there. Do like a Lomachenko. Circle around. And the only reason why I'm saying he can do these things is because, again, he's coming from a lighter weight class. Do I know that he can do these things? No, I don't really know if he can do these things. I don't know if he's skilled enough to do them. Because when I look at his fights, his past fights, I'm not looking at the Tank fight. I'm looking at his fights prior to that. Barrios didn't necessarily have to use a whole lot of tactics and little tricks because he is bigger than a lot of those guys. So he didn't have to. So, he didn't necessarily have to. And he's more of a, I want to say more of a blood and guts type of fighter when it all goes down. He cannot afford to be that. He cannot afford to think like that. He can't allow Keith Thurman to get him to the ropes. All right, you can't allow Keith Thurman to get you to the ropes. Keith Thurman hits harder than you. But on top of that, Keith Thurman is an excellent counterpuncher. So you can't allow him to get you to the ropes. Another thing is you cannot allow yourself to get into a firefight with Keith Thurman because he actually can fight really well on the inside. In case people forgot, the Pacquiao fight showed us that. He can fight really well on the inside. So it's not a place where you want to be with a bigger, stronger guy who's comfortable with counterpunching. All right, you're going to get the bad end of that stick. So you don't want to do that with Keith Thurman. The main thing is for Barrios is to move. Do not go straight back, but cut on angles. Hit on your exit. That's another thing. Don't just hit. Hit on an exit. It's one. Listen, if you hit him on an exit, he can't follow you. You just got to leave him there if you hit him on an exit. Now, that's not the easiest thing to do. but it's a very, very, very good tactic to do. If anybody is trying to figure out what I'm talking about, look at any of Roy Jones fights. When Roy Jones gets cornered, he will attack, but like he will skate out. He's not staying there. That attack does two things. One, it hurts because it's a power play because he lunges his body. But two, it allows him to just get out. So while you're just kind of sitting there dealing with this big power punch and this explosive movement that he had, because I'm talking about his full body. Again, I don't know what Barrios can do because he's kind of always like the bully in the ring with a lot of his fights. I really don't know what he can do. I hope he can implement these things, and I don't think these are the most complicated things to implement. And I think he would have to going up against a bigger, stronger Keith Thurman. But those are my thoughts. I want to know what you think down below. Please like, please subscribe.